been under scrutiny for years due to data privacy concerns and its ties to the Chinese government and claims that it could be used for surveillance or propaganda. Fast forward now to 2025 when tensions are boiling over and the US government passed legislation on banning TikTok by January 19th of 2025. Could this be a good thing or a bad thing? Let's break it down. Hi, my name is Jaden and I make commentary videos on culture, media, kind of whatever's going on in the world that I feel like yapping about. And today, let's yap about the potential TikTok ban of this year. So, I have beef with TikTok, but that isn't to say that I neither agree or disagree with the possibility of TikTok being banned within the next week or two. Because, yes, TikTok does have some good, and yes, it does have some bad. Is the US government just being goofy and superstitious with saying the Chinese government is spying on them? Possibly. But let's kind of break it down. TikTok in itself does have a lot of controversial content on it for sure. But at the same time, it does have a lot of stuff that kind of helps with a lot of people's careers on the internet, you know? A lot of current YouTubers do use TikTok on their own platforms to kind of create their content, you know? There's the reaction channels or the drama channels, and look, I am a sucker for online drama, okay? It's just wild the kinds of things people post. I'm invested, and low-key, I am worried that some of my favorite drama channels won't have so much to report on, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm eating my dinner because I can't eat without listening to YouTuber drama and TikToker drama. It's just so important to me. But at the same time, TikTok has promoted a lot of horrible stuff and a lot of controversial content has been on there. You know, a lot of people do post pretty negative and harmful content on there. Yeah, it's kind of a murky area. Me personally, I don't even use TikTok because I don't like the psychological effects it does on people, and I don't like the amount of controversial red pill kind of content that is on TikTok. But at the same time, I do like to go on there and watch my little anime edits and see what those little cutie pies are all up to. Like I was saying, what does this mean for the creators as well that are on the app? The thing with it is a lot of TikTok creators that are really popular and successful, that is their income source, right? They are on TikTok, that is their job, it is a full-time job, that is their income. So this is gonna affect millions of people that work there, you know, content creators. That is their platform, that is their job, they're getting paid for this. It can kind of take away a lot of people's jobs, and some of those people are going to have a hard time whether they need to migrate to a different platform and start producing longer form content, because TikTok is always short form content, which means these creators that have been on the app for years kind of making videos in the shorter form where they are getting a lot of money and sponsorships, they're going to have to migrate to another sorry, I'm losing my voice, I'm so sorry, but they will have to migrate to different platforms like Instagram or YouTube and kind of start posting content there. A lot of those platforms do require longer form content, and the algorithms are different, and it is harder to build a following and stay relevant on bigger platforms that have the longer form content, because you need to keep people engaged. But when someone is only familiar with the short form content and how to make short engaging videos, it can kind of be a big hurdle to make longer form content like we saw with Vine. Does anyone else remember Vine? I don't want to age myself here. I'm still Gen Z, I swear. I'm 23, okay? Leave me alone. But yes, I did use Vine as a kid. And, a lot of those Viners did eventually move on to YouTube when Vine died. Rest in peace, Vine. But a lot of them also couldn't get the same success that they got on Vine when they switched over to YouTube. Now, I don't remember if Viners were actually making money or not. I don't think it was a job. I cannot remember for the life of me. But I do know the ones that did succeed on YouTube, that is now their career on YouTube, and now they are making longer form content. I swear I'm always sick. What is wrong with my immune system? TikTok has also had a pretty big economical impact as well for small businesses. especially during COVID. If you think about it, when TikTok was at like its peak, you know, like it was popping off because it was COVID, everyone was at home. Smaller businesses were able to, you know, market on there, and that's how a lot of them started to grow and to become, you know, more recognizable businesses and kind of grow their following and selling their products. TikTok is a great marketing tool for any company, really. Like, even bigger companies, even though, you know, I hate big companies because ew, but they still use TikTok as well for marketing and then for influencer marketing as well. If you want to do like a quick little sponsored thing, you know, just message an influencer and be like, hey, can you do like a 30 to 60-second video on this product? And they're like, sure. That works really well because so many people, like, because it is short form content, you're scrolling, you see it. And a lot of small businesses did kind of grow from that, and it was really important for them. Like I also mentioned, even for like the bigger companies, a lot of the marketing budget has gone into companies using TikTok for advertising, because we do know that as humans we naturally will like react to shorter form content quicker, and you know, because we are all chronically online nowadays, that's just kind of how our brains have adapted, and we are not as intelligent as we used to be, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, the marketing aspect was really important for a lot of people. And it does kind of worry me about the smaller businesses who rely on TikTok to market their products. Like, how's that going to affect them? Those are just some of the negatives to if the ban does happen, which is, I'll just kind of reiterate myself so, you know, my brain can kind of brawn itself. The downsides of TikTok going away. Small businesses will not be able to market the way they're used to. Creators are going to lose sources of income, and a lot of these creators do have like families and people they need to take care of that rely on this income. Companies in general are going to struggle with the advertising, especially with the advertising budget. And honestly, I think that's it. Yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. Oh no, wait, one more is that a lot of people who prefer to do like short form little videos on some like creative stuff they're working on, like even artists and stuff, like a lot of musicians use TikTok to kind of preview like new songs and albums that are coming out too, you know, to kind of get feedback from their fans and be like, here's a little snippet of this, let us know what you think, and then they can kind of tweak it from there or just kind of help build the hype. The downsides, I'm sorry, not the downside, the kind of like government side of the TikTok ban. I'm not super familiar with American politics because I am a Canadian, and you know, we are very different in a couple ways. Is that the US government is banning TikTok because they believe that the Chinese government is threatening them and kind of like stealing everyone's data. Which, like, here's the thing, okay? Any online platform will take your data. That is kind of common knowledge, I feel like, at this point, which is why a lot of people use VPNs. And, you know, internet safety has always been a topic of discussion since, like, computers and stuff were first invented, you know, the whole, like, don't use your real name online, don't tell people where you live, all that. It's kind of common knowledge, and your IP address can always be taken online because, you know, hackers are hacking away, and data brokers, they get all your information, even just like your online banking. People have access to all your information regardless. In a way, I feel like the US is being low-key racist by just kind of being like, well, Chinese government's gonna spy on us because they are like spies. I feel like that's kind of goofy. That's the best way I can put it. I don't know. I feel like they're just kind of being like, I don't know, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way that the whole like complaint is the Chinese government stealing their information. Like, hey, they clearly don't have a problem with Instagram and Twitter, which are made by American men, opposed to TikTok, which is made by a Chinese man. So maybe I'm just not educated enough to fully understand it. I've tried to do my research. I honestly can't figure out what the problem is here, other than they got beef with China, and that's all I can seem to find, because I know for a fact that anything owned by like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk is doing the same thing, so why is it a problem? I don't know. Apparently, It's because of foreign influence. Allowing a foreign-owned app with alleged ties to a rival government could set a concerning precedent for future digital platforms and their influence on American society. Again, this is all coming from a Canadian's perspective. I do not live in America. I do not live in China. I am in Canada. I'm an observer. I'm not a part of this conversation, but I'm yapping about it because why not? It's kind of interesting, to be honest. It really just seems like both the governments just kind of have drama with each other. Like, that's literally what it just seems like. Like, I'm going through these articles. I'm honestly not seeing anything that makes TikTok so different from, like, Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, other than the fact that those are American owned and not owned by China. What the heck? According to this article on Britannica, probably said that wrong. First Amendment implications. Opponents argue that banning TikTok infringes on free speech rights as it restricts a platform used by millions for expression and communication. An economic impact. A ban could adversely affect small business and content creators who rely on TikTok for income outreach. Hey, that's what I was saying. Technological precedent. Ban a popular app may set a concerning precedent for government overreaching into technology and digital platforms, potentially stifling innovation. That is also a good point, because TikTok was like pretty innovative compared to a lot of the other apps. It used to be Musical.ly until it was bought. Musical.ly was also pretty popular, honestly. I remember at cheerleading, me and my like cheer team would make like cringy little Musical.lys together. That was like the whole, like, that was the hot thing when I was like 10, right? But TikTok itself is the reason why all these apps that are popular, like Facebook, Instagram, whatever, have these like shorter form contents. Without TikTok, we wouldn't have YouTube Shorts, we wouldn't have Instagram Reels. Facebook kind of has its own like Reels thing going on now. I don't really go on Facebook because, I don't know, I find it kind of boring, and the only people on there are like older folks, so like older coworkers I used to have that are now like married and have babies, and you know, I just like to see what they're doing because it's cute. But anyways, yeah, without that, we wouldn't really have Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, which have also proven to be pretty popular. Yeah, it is true that TikTokers can go on to those other platforms and post on Reels and YouTube Shorts, but it's just not fully the same, if that makes any sense, because those are already on platforms that are kind of known for what they do. YouTube is known for the longer form content. The shorts are there. I don't know how many people watch YouTube Shorts, to be honest. I don't think I've ever watched one in my life. And then there's also Instagram Reels. I am an avid Instagram Reels person because, you know, a lot of the Reels come from like people that I'm actually following and that I'm interested in seeing, which is all just anime edits because I don't have a life. Whereas TikTok would kind of push out different content to people despite who you're following and who you're not following. I feel like the algorithm on it was just a little bit more like, more diverse, I guess, because like, yeah, it's an algorithm. It kind of knows like what you're watching, will kind of push those videos towards you, but it would also show you different types of videos that maybe you didn't know you'd be interested in, and then you can kind of decide from there, like, do I like this content, do I not, and then if you continue to watch this type of content, it'll push stuff towards you, you know? TikTok has also been pretty well known for pushing out more trends and trendy stuff as well. This kind of, I guess, goes into like the economical discussion that I was kind of talking about earlier with like the businesses and stuff. But a lot of trends do come from TikTok, whether it's a fashion trend or an aesthetic, which I made an entire video all about my thoughts and opinions on aesthetics. You can watch the video. I'd probably put it on my screen here. Although I do have a little bit of beef with TikTok and with aesthetics and with trends because, you know, overconsumption is terrible, it's also a nice creative outlet and a way for people to kind of see like-minded people and kind of relate. You know, I've found a lot of nice like DIY accounts on there back when I was more active on TikTok before I deleted the app because I was like, this is killing my brain, I can't do it. Maybe I'm just old, I don't know. But a lot of people do use it for creative purposes, and it's kind of sad to like think about, I don't know, I guess like people not having that sense of community and they'll kind of have to find it again. But you know, it's still possible to find community elsewhere. You just kind of have to keep looking, whether people migrate onto YouTube or Instagram, or maybe some new app will come and take over. I don't know. In conclusion, the TikTok ban. Will it happen? Will it not? I'm kind of confused if it is or not happening. I think it's still potential. We will have to wait and see. I believe it's only going to affect the US, so I believe the rest of the world can still use it. And from what I was reading, it looks like the app will still work if you already have the app installed. You just won't be able to get the newest updates. Unless you've deleted the app, you won't be able to reinstall it because it will be off the App Store. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a deep dive into this whole ban and TikTok drama that's been circling around. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do you think the ban's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you agree with why it's being banned? Do you think the US government just kind of being like icky and that's why they're trying to ban it? Or do you think there's like other reasons? I've seen a lot of people mention that they think it's more so a control aspect where the US just kind of wants to have control over everything. And then I've seen other people say it's kind of like a racist thing, and then other people saying that it's like a data breaching thing. I don't know. I can't. It's a lot. It's hard to understand. I don't know. But anyways, I would love to know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!